What's up, brother Patrick? How are we doing?
I'm with a girlfriend of almost 3 years, and we just found out that we were pregnant.
All right. How old are you, man?
Almost 23.
Almost 23. Okay, cool.
And we're freaking out.
You say that so joyfully, as though if I don't continue to laugh my way through this, I will spontaneously combust. Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
Man. All right, so is she with you right now?
No, I'm on my lunch break right now.
Okay. All right. So 23, you've been with the same girl for 3 years, and now y'all are having a kid. How far along are you?
Just a month or two, really early on.
Okay, so you haven't even got past, so you're just at 4 or 5 weeks, 6, 7 weeks?
Right.
Okay, very cool. All right, so you're freaking out. What does that even mean, man? That means something different to everybody. What does freaking out mean?
Yeah, so basically whenever we took the test, we just were like in disbelief, like, okay, this is actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
And we're kind of just at a kind of loss at what to do next, honestly. We've been doing a lot of talking on like whether we should keep it or not, put up for adoption. We just don't know really where to begin, so we're looking at guidance for that.
Gotcha. So 3 years with the same person. Is this somebody you're going to spend the rest of your life with?
That's the plan, yeah.
I mean, you're 3 years in, bro. You know.
Right. I know it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking about marriage, of course.
Okay. So what about having a baby is freaking you out?
Simple fact of being a dad, and also tell my parents.
What do you do for a living, man?
I'm a banker at one of the local banks here in Oklahoma.
Okay. So you're a banker. Did you go to college?
I am taking a hiatus right now.
Okay. That was awesome. Management's restructuring, man. All right, so you're taking a hiatus. All you have to say is, no, I'm not going to school. You don't even have to explain it to me, man. I like how you have a built-in fancy excuse for, no, I dropped out for right now, but I'll go back at some point, hopefully.
Right.
All right, so, and what's your wife do, man? Or girlfriend, sorry, whatever, girlfriend, future wife.
She's a manager at a clothing store.
Manager at a clothing store, okay. Mm-hmm. So when you, number one, take your parents off the thing. You're 23, dude, right. You're a banker. What does that even mean, by the way? Are you a loan officer? Are you a teller?
Basically a teller type.
Do you use big language to make people think you're more than you are? No,
not really.
Because you said you're a banker and hiatus. Those are big. Like, you're a pretty good guy, huh?
I don't really like to talk about myself, honestly.
How come? Why not?
That's the main thing.
You just called the show with about 1 million listeners to it. Like,
right, I know.
So why are you self-deprecating? Not in a funny way, but in like the serious way. Why are you undermining yourself?
I think that more or less just has to do with, honestly, I have no clue. Honestly, okay. I was trying to come up with something on the spot, but I'm not sure.
Why does a 23-year-old guy with a full-time job care what his mom and dad thinks right now? Are they going to ground you? What are they going to do? You still live with them?
No. We're living together.
Okay.
Me and my girlfriend.
Okay. So y'all are been together 3 years. You're playing married on TV, and now you are pregnant. She's pregnant. What about this freaks you out? Other than, see what I'm getting at? Like, you've got no 23-year-old has their life together, but for a vast majority of them, you're on your way, man. You got a job. You are learning a trade in a madhouse of an industry, right? Your wife, or your fiance, I keep calling her your wife. Your girlfriend is a manager at a clothing store. Y'all are living together. I mean, get something deeper, man, because you're not selling me on why this isn't. Yeah, this is out of order. Yeah, this isn't in our plan. Yeah, is it going to make for hard conversations with our family? Yeah, but you're not selling me on why this is worth freaking out. Other than this is different than we thought, and now we're in it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing is just about having those hard conversations and really kind of going from there, and like what to do next and everything like that. It's just all of a sudden, just everything sped up like a million miles really quick.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you the opposite. My wife and I dated off and on for 5 years. Mm-hmm. Then we were married for 8 years before we had our son. And I was not ready for it then. Right. I was dramatic, and it was like, oh my gosh, what's it? And I had all this drama and all this, I'm not ready. And shut up, dude. And that's me telling myself to shut up, right? So right. I don't know very many people who are ever, quote unquote, ready. And if they think they're ready, they're super not, because you can have no idea what's coming, right? Both on hey, this is more exhausting than we thought. This is going to be more expensive than we thought. And more importantly, on the other side, in a million years, I would not have waited 8 years to have kids had I known what it would do for my capacity to love, to experience love, to experience parts of myself that I didn't know existed, to fall deeper in love with the person I'd been with for 12, 13 years up to that point. Had no idea. Mm-hmm. And it was this idea, like this master idea that was, life isn't about your plans. It's about who you are, what you do, and who you choose to be when life happens at you. Right? Right. So you probably had, when were you thinking about getting married? Did y'all talked about it and you have some dream schedule?
Yeah. We did a lot of talking before this, and we're thinking about getting married about another 1 or 2 years out. Okay. And having kids 3 to 5 years out. All right, dude, you just got half a decade back. Congratulations, right? That's awesome. And so here's the thing. I get the freak out part. I get that. I'm laughing with you, dude. I get that. Like, everything just got turned upside down. Life got real serious all of a sudden, right? And I'll also tell you, you're 23, and it's time for life to be serious. Okay? Right. Never, ever, ever make massive decisions against a hard conversation. Okay? Mm-hmm. What I mean by that is, too many people make themselves clinically insane. They shorten their lifespan. They endure pain and trauma for years. Less than that, they endure less than a great sex life with their partner. They endure less than a good job because they are scared of having a hard conversation. And they just punt and punt and punt and punt. And so I want you to flip this around on you. This can be not in your plan, but one of the most extraordinary things that ever happens to you. My brother, you're going to be a dad. And there is no greater honor on planet Earth than to be a dad. None. There's no harder thing to do. Being a husband's pretty hard. But being a dad is the hardest, greatest thing you will ever do. Right? It is the top of the mountain, man. It is. And you've got a lot to learn and a lot to grow up on. I want you to get, this is not a decision that you and, let me back up. When you say you're putting all these options on the table, be honest. Are y'all just talking because this is a crazy season? Are you probably going to have this kid? Where are you guys? Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. We kind of were talking about not having it, mainly due to the timing of it and everything like that. Yeah. But there's just this ever aching echo in the back of my head and my heart and everything like that. That's just basically saying, but what if? That what if thing is just driving me insane. What if in the future now we won't be able to have kids? What if X, Y, Z? It's just been really, really heavy.
Where is she?
We're on the same page of basically not having it, but I'm just afraid for what the future will hold and what things will happen, or possible things will happen. Like, will it impact our relationship? Will it impact her chances of getting pregnant in the future? All of that stuff. Whenever we, quote unquote, are ready to have kids. And I know that if, I say, hey, what if we have the kid completely, and, it'll be ours, won't be anyone else's, we won't put it up for adoption or anything like that. I know that she'll be like, I know that she would say, okay, I'm okay with that. She's kind of indifferent on what to do, and that's just kind of the most nerve-wracking thing about it, honestly.
I have a hard time believing that she's indifferent.
Yeah.
Are you?
Exactly.
Can I ask you this? Are you hard to be firm around?
No, I'm one of the most outgoing people that, like, I've been told that is like, people can come to me for things that, like, that are different or weird or a weird situation. And I can kind of help point them in the right direction on, okay, that's what to do next. And
but I do that for a living, brother, and I've got people in my life that do that for me, because it's hard to do it with a mirror, right?
Right.
So say that out loud. I'm going to be a dad.
I'm going to be a dad.
What did you feel, man? Besides the existential terror that every new almost soon-to-be dad is going to feel.
I feel, whenever I say I'm going to be a dad, I don't know, I kind of feel, of course, scared, but more or less just like, okay, we'll kind of figure it out, more or less.
Awesome. All right, so here's the deal. Everything in your life, when you have this kid, I hear it in you, man. I hear it in you. When you have this kid, everything's going to change, and you are going to find yourself walking 6 inches taller. You're going to find yourself exhausted. You're going to find yourself thinking, I'm probably going to go back to school, or I'm going to get more hours. All those things are going to change, right? There is a before and after. You are at that point now. I want you, but before I move on, but dude, let me just tell you. Let me tell you. And you're not asking my opinion, I'm just giving it to you. I can't tell you what it's like to hold that kid. I can't tell you what it's like when that tiny little hand grabs your finger and squeezes so hard that you think your finger's going to come off. I can't tell you what it's like for my friends who've adopted when they bring their kid home for the first time, and you sit down in that glow of terror and joy and love that you didn't know you were capable of, and fear, and you look at the person you're married to and you're like, what did we do? And here we are, all of that. Okay? Mm-hmm. I can also hear it in you. You want to be confident so hard any which way, and you're not. And that freaks you out. You're probably a confident guy who's just taking a hiatus, right? You're right. A confident guy. And then suddenly this happened. I would be willing to bet my car, and it's not nice, right? So you're not going to get a lot out of it if I'm wrong. I would bet that your wife, your girlfriend, God, I keep calling your wife. Sorry, brother. That's not. No, I'm not trying to be subliminal or anything. Like, I'm trying to be tricky. I just keep calling her that. I can't imagine that your girlfriend's indifferent.
Yeah.
She has to have some feelings and thoughts on this, that either she is uncomfortable saying out loud to you, or she's afraid of what you're going to say, or if she is inside of her so thrilled to be like, we're going to have, oh my gosh. But if she's not getting that from you, she's going to soft play it and downplay it and low drive it because she's worried. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so if you can go home tonight and hold both of her hands and look her in the eye and say, I'm going to be a dad. Like, we're doing this. Mm-hmm. Right? And mm-hmm. you can make a journey to Nashville from Oklahoma. We'll marry you over here. Like, Anthony O'Neill is an ordained minister of some sort. He'll marry you here, right? We'll do it for free. And you know what I'm saying? Like, let's get this done, and we're going to figure this out. And then we're going to have a conversation with our parents, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh. And they're going to be that way for about 2 seconds. And then they're going to realize, we're about to be grandparents. And then the game's on, right? And then everybody rallies up and you're going to get more nonsense advice and more like, well, you should, all that stuff. That's just part of the deal. But before, if that's not in the plan, if you are uncomfortable with that, I want you and her go talk to a professional therapist tomorrow. Okay? Mm-hmm. This is red alert for your relationship. This is red alert for your mental health, for her mental health. This is red alert for everybody, okay? Yeah. And they will give you some tools on how to move forward, how to have these conversations with people that you're scared to have these conversations with, how to wrap your head around, hey, dude, we're gonna have a child, right? We're in this now. But I want you to hear me say, you're not crazy for thinking everything went sideways. It is. It did. I don't want you to think you're crazy because you guys had a plan and suddenly your plans just went up in smoke and now you've got some major things, one of which is we've created a human, right? I also want you to realize you're 23. You're going to have to start having hard conversations. That's a part of your life from this point forward. This is going to be the hard conversation to have, right? I also want you to not minimize this one awesome thing, brother. You're about to be a dad. You're about to be a dad. Your girlfriend's about to be a mom. And this is big, big stuff, right? Thank you for calling. You're right to freak out. Now go make the right decisions on getting the tools you need to go be a great mom, to go be a great dad, to go be a great husband, go get connected here. Thank you for the call. Let me know how it goes whenever you have your conversations. I want to hear how that goes and what the next steps are going to be. Thanks for your call, Patrick.